Hello, everyone. You can't see me as you can in most videos because today we're doing a podcast style review of the latest Doctor Who episode. Of the latest Doctor Who episode, The Power of the Doctor. Obviously, it's a very different episode because it's 90 minutes long and sees a regeneration. It's Jodie Whittaker's last episode as the Doctor. And at the end, of course, it's out now. There's no need for a spoiler alert, but here it is anyway. It regenerates into David Tennant at the end. It's a massive episode. There's past Doctors, there's past companions, there's references, there's callbacks, there's loads of fan service. It's a massive plot. It's a very big episode to tackle. But the four of us, I, Anthony, Luke, and Hazel, will be discussing it today in this review. So how are we all, everyone?
I'm all right. Well, I mean, I'm ill, but apart from that, I'm all right.
Tired.
And
Very
Hazel?
tired.
I am not okay because of Power of the Doctor.
Yeah, it was quite the episode, shall we say. So we might as well get cracking by talking about our just general thoughts on the episode as a whole. Like, do we like it? Do we hate it? Do we love it? Now, Hazel, you are known within our Discord server as the massive fan of this era. What do you think of the episode?
So the thing about the episode, I can't stop thinking about it, and every time I think about it, I cry. So it was the best episode I think I've ever seen. Maybe overtaking Heaven Sent, my favourite Doctor Who episode. I loved it. The pacing was great. It didn't feel too fast like Legend of the Sea Devils did at times, and it wasn't too slow either. And I was just shocked the whole time, and it was just so good. And I get emotional thinking about it.
Yep, that's, to be honest, that is the reaction I expected from you for this episode. I can respect that, but I personally, I wouldn't call it like a masterpiece. It's no Heaven Sent, it's no Doctor Falls. I think it's just like crazy, ridiculous fun that the plot doesn't really work too well, but at the end of the day, it can be excused because it's just how fun it is to watch. So we'll go to you next, Luke. What did you think of the episode?
Well, my first thoughts when I came off the couch and turned the TV off was, oh my God, that was brilliant. And my initial thoughts were, where was I going to place it in terms of regenerations? And so I think I might put it third, but I think it might be my favourite episode to watch of the entire Chibnall era.
Oh yeah,
just how fun and rewatchable it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel, this one has lots of rewatch value, I'd say. Like, often when I rewatch Doctor Who episodes, just so I can watch them more critically and think about them, compared to the first time where I'm just enjoying the episode. I'm not having as much fun, but with this, it was just as fun the second time watching. So yeah, absolutely. And Anthony?
Right, so you've heard Murder's one. Now it's basically the opposite, but except I thought the plot, well, there was none, in my opinion. I think the episode itself was, what is going on? This is just an episode for just a fan episode. It feels like a fan fiction episode. However, I still really liked it in terms of like, it was fun to watch. I get that. But I just think, it seems just a bit, it's just a callback episode.
Yeah, it feels like the plot still manages to come second, even though there is so much of it. Like, you've got the Master, he's disguised in Russia, and then you've got the Daleks are here as well, and he's, using cyber masters to steal this alien thing from a train which powers a planet which will connect to this thing in Russia, which forces the Doctor to regenerate into the Master. Like, there's just so much stuff here.
So, in my opinion, the episode just feels like a plot device just getting to the Doctors. It feels like it's, what is it? It's Jodie Whittaker, contract's up. How are we going to get it to the end of the episode? How are we going to get it to regenerate? Right, we're going to put a bunch of stuff in. There we go, she's regenerated now.
hot take. This
Yeah.
is the best multi-doctor story in the whole show out of the ones I've seen.
That's certainly interesting. I think
That's a bold opinion.
I think it's better than the 3 Doctors and the 2 Doctors.
It's better than Day of the Doctor. No, I will not be taking criticism.
That's fine.
I'm afraid criticisms will be given.
I can respect it. I just strongly disagree. I do prefer the 5 Doctors and Day of the Doctor to this.
I haven't seen the 5 Doctors.
5 Doctors
Five
is
Doctors
great.
is too epic.
It's amazing. It's like 5 Doctors is the classic Who equivalent to Power of the Doctor. The plot is kind of ridiculous and makes no sense, but it's just stupid fun. So now let's get on to we've kind of sort of segued our way into the plot. What did we think of the actual plots of all the stuff the Master's doing to, force regenerate the Doctor into him? What do we think of that, guys?
I thought it was cool, and the episode could have been longer. It should have been longer so we get more about Russia and the train and stuff. But I think the way it was done was quite well. It's just I wanted more about Russia, but 87 minutes. We're not going to get that much.
No, I think, if I'm not mistaken, besides the movie, this is the longest Doctor Who episode.
How long's the movie?
I think it's like an hour. It's like a film length. It's like an hour 40.
Isn't Day of the Doctor around this length as well?
No, it's about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit shorter than this. This is a chonker of an episode. You're an absolute unit. Get it?
Not funny.
No, I'm not. So, Anthony, what did you think?
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, I forgot about what we were talking about. Plot. Well, I thought there were too many.
Yep.
I thought it's great fun. I think each plot would be better, given themselves each an episode. And every time there was a scene with the Daleks, I thought, what? Oh, right, yeah, they were in about 20 minutes ago, weren't they? What did they do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
They were just sort of there, weren't they?
Yeah. And what was the volcano stuff necessary for? Scream.
That was cool.
Yeah, but what was it going to do? Because it was they were going to come out of volcanoes, but why did they go to the volcanoes? How did they get into the volcanoes?
Daleks were going to make the volcanoes erupt and cover the world in lava, killing everyone effectively.
Is that what they were doing?
I think so. That's the way I interpreted it.
I mean, yeah, but why? There wasn't much point for that whole plot. Remove everything to do with the Daleks. It would still work.
I think that was the plot for the Daleks and the Master destroying Earth, and I think it was made to be more important than it actually was, but it was. I liked it, and the one thing I didn't really like about this episode was the Dalek thingy. I can't remember.
Traitor.
Communicating with the Doctor. I don't know. I can't speak.
That was weird. Yeah.
I didn't really like that, but yeah.
Luke, what did you think of the general plot of this episode?
Well, I think it was, for a Chibnall episode, it was really tightly written. It was tightly scripted. I understand what you mean about the Daleks. I think the Daleks and Cybermen were really there for window dressing because, let's face it, it was the Master's story.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Dalek plot with the drilling to the center of the Earth to get the volcano stuff out, I thought that was almost like a cool reference to Dalek invasion of Earth when they're drilling to the planet to pilot the planet. But
yeah, definitely. I think that's sort of what they were going for. I know there was lots of speculation about, are they doing another Dalek invasion of Earth with the drilling, but it seemed to have a lot less importance than it should have. I've heard some people say this, and they were sort of speculating that this is sort of Chibnall's take on a 60th anniversary special, but just a year early, and it's actually a BBC special. And that's why they have all these Daleks and Cybermen and past Doctors, past companions, because, you've got to have them. So I think that's absolutely why the Daleks and Cybermen were there. I suppose we have a bit of continuity with the Cybermen in the sense that, the Timeless Children, they were created by the Master as these Cyber Lords. And we do have the, we do see them regenerate.
The dad and the Russian doll I think that was really clever.
Yeah, that was cool, actually.
Can I just say about the Cybermasters, I don't like that. It's just, it makes them too powerful and everything in I think that a lot of stuff in Doctor Who seems like a bit too overpowered, beware the Doctor kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I do think the designs, they weren't very good in Timeless Children, but they go really hard here. I really enjoyed the
Yeah, the
designs.
black.
It looked too
black
It
silly.
was really
armor
for
tacky
me.
in Time as Children.
Yeah.
What no, they're too like new and shiny looking. They look like a YouTuber's like Mercedes G-Wagon car, you know, because they've just got a matte grey car, and like there was a shot of one of the Cybermen from the side, and why is it matte grey?
It looks cool.
I personally think we need to go back to sort of old school Cyberman designs.
Yes.
Earthshock,
I
Earthshock
like
and
the
60
Series 10
Cybermen.
Cybermen designs.
Sorry?
I like the Series 10 Cybermen designs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
Mondasians.
10th
Yeah,
planet,
Really nice.
the remake.
Either go back to that original, or I'd settle for the
Earthshock.
moon-based Tomb of the Cybermen, or
Earthshock.
Earthshock. Yeah, they're good
Earthshock.
too. I mean,
you've got to have the flappy mouth though. You've got to have the flappy mouth if you're doing the
Okay,
Earthshock.
can we go back to the episode rather than just Cybermen designs?
Sorry.
Harley, you might want to cut this out. I don't know if you're
No, dude, don't. Add it as like an extra bit at the end or something.
Okay, yeah. Make a
Um,
bloopers / extra moments video.
Yeah.
No,
all right,
just at the end of the episode as the credits roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
so
yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. On to
The
the
Doctor.
Doctor.
So, guys, what do we think of the Doctor in this episode? And by the Doctor, I mean Jodie Whittaker, because we got 8
Jodie's best
Doctors
performance.
here.
Jodie's best performance by a mile.
Yeah, I would agree. Actually, she was like, I don't.
He was barely in this episode.
She,
But when she was, she stole the scenes. Like she
Yeah.
was really, really good in certain scenes. Like
regeneration.
well, I was going to say the regeneration. The scene when she
I mean,
wakes
she's
up,
the only one in the regeneration
her
scene,
and
so
Yaz. That scene, like I was almost I was crying in that scene when she realized she's about to regenerate and she's trying to make it
Yeah,
sure.
that was
about it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Also,
It
I
was-
want all the NMDs who say Jodie Whittaker can't act to go and watch some of literally anything else in her.
Go watch Broadchurch.
No, watch Adult Life Skills. That film destroyed me. Everyone should watch it.
So yeah, we're all kind of unanimously agreeing that she was great in this.
What?
Sure.
Hold
Love
on,
of
hold
my
on.
life.
Like I thought Jodie Whittaker was in this episode too much because it's the fact that it's her final episode. She should have been the main person in this thing. It should have centered around her, given her a bit more
Yeah,
opportunity.
she should have had more
I thought-
to do during the episode.
Yeah, I thought she was good, but
She.
I wouldn't say it's her best performance. As
I
the
need
Doctor.
her in more. I'm disappointed. We were robbed of Jodie like content.
But-
Yeah. I'm just.
Sorry.
That's all right. You.
I kind of think it works for this era though, because this Doctor has been surrounded by her friends, and that's what her power is. Her metaphorical power is all her friends, and I think the fact that she's part of a team rather than the Doctor on herself, like Capaldi or Smith or Tennant was. That's what I think works.
That's a good point. I really like the contrast between Capaldi and Whittaker's Doctors, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, they're my favourites. And I just really like how each of them has their own unique take on the Doctor.
Well, every actor does.
Well, yeah,
so-
but like I specifically like the takes that Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker do.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Peter Capaldi, what a lad.
I know, right?
Literally.
Oh, I saw him on a bus the other day. Like his face on a bus, not actual him.
Yeah. Well, no, he was just standing on a bus the other day. Yeah.
I mean,
just
I'm
Chopped
casually.
his head off.
Scotland, so yeah, I could potentially run into him at some point.
Anyway,
Right. Yeah, let's talk about the Master, because obviously Sacha Dhawan hasn't
Oh
been
my
seen
God.
in Doctor Who since the Timeless
Oh.
Children. He's only actually been in
Saw
2
the
stories.
episode.
Yeah.
One of the best performances ever in Doctor Who, I think.
I
Maybe not in all of Doctor Who.
nah.
I wouldn't go
But-
that far, but he was
Oh my
very
God.
good.
He
Yeah.
like the range he showed. He played so many different like facets of the Master and
Yeah.
the Master as the Doctor, and it was just so good.
I'll
He was
tell you-
amazing. He really blew me away.
Right, so basically, my opinion on Master in this episode, I think yeah, he's great at it. I think Sacha Dhawan is like proper good. And now what was I going to say? I've forgotten everything. Oh yeah, but the one thing I don't like about him is that he goes slightly too insane. I think he goes a bit excessively manic, in my opinion. And why is he constantly saying in each scene? Every action that he does is like, doctor, ooh, and
I
does
think
some
that's just the master as a
strange
character,
sigh.
though. I really like the overdramatic master. I think it's really fun.
I think
Although, actually,
Dhawan here drew a lot of inspiration from Anthony Ainley's Master from the 80s. I feel that was sort of his well, and John Sim as well. I feel it was sort of a combination of those two, because it, like, Missy felt very Delgado-ish, whereas Dhawan feels more like Ainley and Sim, and he's that sort of insane master.
Feel like he is like the insane, like laughing.
The insane master better than Sim. Sim is a good master, but he's just not my favorite.
I think he was better in the Capaldi era than he was in the Tennant era.
Sim. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, Missy is my favorite master because she's such an interesting character, and Michelle Gomez, love her.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, I think that the master the whole time should have, like, his appearance should have been like the one in, like, what is it? It's when he's the seismology master. I think that should be that he looks the most epic like that.
Yeah,
he looked so cool. And also he's so sinister in this episode, and I love that.
Yeah, I think he's the best performance in the era is Dhawan here.
Yeah, although I will say that he does that the bit when he's like in the big building thing, talking to that person and saying, "Oh yes, your son," stuff about his son. That was really uncomfortable to watch. Like, what
was that bit?
You know, when
he was like in Russia talking to the Serena. I can't pronounce that word.
Oh yeah.
Starina.
There we go. Thank you, Luke.
The Tsar and the Serena. But I think my opinion on this master was he was really, really good. Like, he blended campy over the top with genuine scary threateningness. And what I loved about, I think this is the one part I think that felt fresh on his master, that wasn't almost like doing just a better version of Sim. He's got that little hint of self-loathing that he lets through sometimes. And I think that's so interesting in a character like the Master. He hates himself because he's not the Doctor. And that's what the point is. He wants to be the Doctor.
Yeah, I think that's because from the Timeless Child, when he found out about the Timeless Child and how the Doctor's a Timeless Child, he just was really angry because I think he wants to be the Doctor. Exactly, like, and also as Missy trying to be good because she wants the Doctor to pay attention to her. She wants essentially to be like the Doctor. But I think the Master's mentality is that if they can't be the Doctor, then they'll be much worse than them and act like a foil to the Doctor's character.
Moriarty.
Yeah, basically.
That is just the Master, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
I think he really encapsulates the Master.
Not just Dhawan's.
Yeah, I think.
I still prefer Sim, though. Oh my god, Sim is. Anyway,
I'd go as far to say Dhawan is my second favorite Master after Delgado.
Definitely.
I would
go classic Who.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I'd go Delgado, Dhawan, Gomez,
you are a villain.
Then Sim, then Ainley, then the others. They don't really matter.
Ainley, then Sim, then McQueen.
If we're including Big Finish, then I think Dhawan goes fourth. Delgado or Jack would be top, then Gomez, and then Dhawan.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Missy, though.
Missy's good. Yeah. Okay, let's move on from this, because we're just talking about the Master now, not Power of the Doctor.
We should do a full Master episode.
That'd be great, actually.
Anyway,
Past Doctors, yeah. So in this episode, we technically got 8 Doctors. We got the first Doctor, we got the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. We got the Fugitive Doctor, we got the 13th, we got Dhawan as the Doctor, and actually a 9th Doctor. Well, not the 9th Doctor, but We also got to see David Tennant as the Doctor, but let's just focus on the past Doctors that we've seen: 1, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the Doctor's weird subconsciousness realm. Hazel, what did you think of seeing that? Obviously, you haven't seen
when I saw David Bradley, I was like, wait, is that David Bradley? Then the next one I think was
Colin.
8.
Colin was next.
Then he came on, and
no,
I just
it was
screamed.
Colin.
It was Colin.
It was Colin. It was amazing. I loved it.
It was Colin, then Peter, then Paul, then Sylvester.
Yeah.
I think.
On the edge.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Hazel, what did you think of seeing them, especially given you haven't seen Classic Who? Like, I'm assuming...
I haven't seen Classic Who, but I'm surrounded by a lot of people who have. And,
yes, I've watched it all.
Yes.
I really respect the classic Doctors, and Colin Baker, I think, is really cool as like an ambassador for the show. And also, just I've seen the mini episode for Day of the Doctor with Paul McGann in it, so yes. I screamed when he came on screen. I can't believe we got Paul McGann in the actual show, in an actual episode. That was amazing. And then I saw 5, and it was just... And then I saw 7, and at first I didn't know who it was, but then I was like, oh wait, that's 7. And it was just really amazing, and it was just...
McCoy's my favourite Doctor, so... Oh my God,
I loved how they revealed it, though. So they just kept you guessing. They thought, are they going to show the rest? And then you heard the voice, and you thought, ah! It was just that. It was just when it was Colin Baker and it panned around 13 and you just heard, and you were doing so well in the voice that Peter Davison can do. And then you hear him again, silky smooth voice, and you start fanboying all over again.
I jumped up when McGann came on. That's the second. The only other time was Tennant. I jumped up and I went, yes, and then my mum reminded we have neighbours upstairs. So usually it's me reminding the parents, my mum, that we have neighbours and not to just blast music out loud.
And then I loved the little scenes that they got with their respective companions. So 5.
Oh my God, the one with Ace and 7.
Yeah, it was a really great scene. I was initially very worried at the scene because I know the first sort of shot we get is like an overhead shot of the Doctor standing next to a white-haired figure who was sitting down, and immediately I thought that it was Tecteun that we saw in Flux, and I was like, oh no, they're going to make it a Timeless Child thing. There's going to be a PowerPoint of exposition, and then it cut to the ropes, and I thought, it's the curator, isn't it? It's Tom Baker. And then I ended up being a little disappointed when I saw David Bradley.
We didn't get Tom Baker, but it's
understandable.
It's unavailable.
Yeah. And
I think this episode, whilst not, I think, as tight a script as Day of the Doctor, I think it's a better celebration as the show as a whole.
Yeah, Day of the Doctor was like the biggest fan night ever.
It was.
No, this was more. This was way more.
I think I'm not going to call it fan one, but I think Day of the Doctor was more saying, "Look how good we have been since 2005."
And this was just look how much stuff we have.
Celebrates the actual show, the whole show, including Classic Who and Paul McGann.
Paul McGann.
Yeah, they had Paul McGann, guys.
Yeah,
as companions.
Yeah,
we did it because I haven't seen Classic Who, so I can't really comment. But I really loved how Ace and Tegan were in the episode, and also the companions club at the end. I screamed when I saw Joe Manning.
Yeah, honestly, it was all great. Really, it was fantastic.
The companion. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, you go on. It's all right.
The companion club at the end made me cry because it's just the way it was set out. So I've heard loads of stories. So when William Russell, this is the original companion, he's 98 next month. When he comes
God.
He came up to the thing and was telling some stories, but then he got really confused. And John Bishop took time out of his day to talk him through what they were doing and sit him down. That's why he sat next to him. And then if you look next to Katie Manning, there's an empty chair, and that's supposed to be for Sarah Jane.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Why did you do that to us?
I hate you. I'm gonna cry again.
Also, yeah, I mean, Tegan was my favourite companion until Nyssa took over as my favourite companion. But
Anthony, what do you think about Tissa, the ship?
I don't mind it. It's all right. I mean, sorry, but I just want to say, that like I don't know. Tegan seemed just a bit off this episode. I know that she's always like, what are you doing this for, Doctor? But and understandably angry. But she just also, I'm sorry, how did she survive the fall? How? My God, there should have been some reason as to
plot armor.
Yes.
I think she was written overly catty.
Yeah, way too much.
It's like Chibnall hasn't really seen much. He'd just seen like a best of Tegan compilation rather than an actual episode.
He'd just seen Tegan in season 18 and season 19.
Also,
not the 21 she left on her own terms because there were too many dead bodies.
Yeah. Also, I know that, like, obviously hairstyles change, but what happened to the hair? I know Tegan's like old now.
What's her name? Janet Fielding got to choose her own costume and stuff for this episode.
Yeah,
and she talked about it in a Doctor Who magazine interview about how she specifically chose like a shirt, not a tie, but like a shirt and trousers and trainers.
She's got a gorgeous coat.
They were more practical for running in than the air hostess costume she had to wear.
But I mean, all I mean is the hair, though. What happened to the Series 19 hair?
She's old, okay? We have to give her
a gorgeous coat, though.
Yeah, that's true. But the hair, though, I love that hair. I love myself some good hair, and that was good hair.
I need to know if the jacket they used for Ace was the original one.
It was.
I don't. Yeah. Wait, would it have been the very original one?
Sophie Aldred kept it after season 26.
Cool.
Fair enough.
So, who was your favourite of the companions that returned? Even if they just had one line, like William Russell, but yeah, Hazel, good choice. I think I'd be inclined to agree. I think Ace was fantastic in this with the shooting off the building.
I've read At Childhood's End, and yeah,
it's great.
And I would just like to say though that scene, Graham and Ace, that was the
that was horrible.
That was the best scene.
That was really good, actually. I like
that. Was the best
I did not like
the
Graham flirting with Ace. That was like, what was that?
That was funny.
I mean, it wasn't like a serious thing. It was just like a little joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I love the Graham, friend of the Doctor. That bit was funny.
Yeah, it was great that Graham appeared as well. Like, we might as well talk a little bit about
that. How did he appear though?
I loved the emotional
Basically, after the end of season 12, when he left, I think since the Doctor gave them psychic paper, he and Ryan went off like fighting aliens on their own on Earth. And then
fighting aliens with psychic paper.
Seismologists, and ended up in the volcano.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was implied.
How did he get in?
They worked for UNIT. They worked for UNIT. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait, did they?
I think it was.
It doesn't explain how he got in though, because past Daleks and just get inside a volcano without a tour guide.
He borrowed a walk from Dan.
He did the soft shoe shuffle.
Yes.
Can we just say we love the Ryan, like the emotional Ryan send off? Where's Ryan in Patagonia? Moves on to the next thing. He gets more line designated towards him. He's in Patagonia.
No, but Ryan's just irrelevant, and I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Ryan's like epic,
like Ryan's not. Rewatching the 13th Doctor's era, Ryan's not bad. He's just kind of there, and that's okay. Because sometimes we just need companions that are just.
Ryan's so dull, but I love that.
I mean, to be fair, I think Yaz is in Series 11. I think Yaz was the same in 11. In 12 and 13, she was a lot better. But I think she was the same.
Yaz was irrelevant.
Almost.
I think in Series 11, there's a whole just lack of chemistry and lack of character.
Oh yeah. I mean, we don't need to go into that. That's a whole other can of worms. We don't need to go into
that. Okay, can we move on to...
Yes.
We missed out pretty sure.
So, guys, so we'll talk about the exits now. Dan exited after the train scene, pretty much.
I mean, fair enough. I think that was quite good. It was... It made sense for his character, and...
I guess it did, but what did we feel about the lack of Dan in the episode? Like...
I don't really care. I like Dan well enough, but I would have preferred if Series 13 was just the Doctor and Yaz. Like, he wasn't really needed, but he was a fun character. I liked him, but I didn't really care about him.
I missed the warmth that he had.
Yeah, he's kind of
But
like
at the same
Graham in
time-
that he's like wholesome old guy.
It's like a
He-
better Graham.
He's there. He's there. He's literally there as your comfort rock. And when he wasn't there in like the rest of Power of the Doctor, I was really unsure on what was going to happen, because when Dan's there, it's just like everything's gonna be all right in the end.
Yeah, it's Dan. He's great.
Dan the man.
That's fantastic.
With a van.
Former man.
I'll take
Yeah.
some of these for later.
Plasterer. Plasterer.
Plasterer,
Plasterer.
plasterer. Nobody likes soup
Needs
more
soup.
than me.
Plasterer.
What's the point of being alive?
So guys, we've got about 3 minutes left, so
Yes,
can we
let's
wrap
talk
up
about-
and talk about Dan, and
I
then
mean,
Charlie,
yeah, well-
you set up a new Zoom,
yeah.
and then can I have at least 2 minutes to talk about Yaz?
Yes, okay.
We knew
let's,
that was going to happen. We
let's-
set aside time for that.
let's talk about
You set
Yaz's
aside time for- Yeah.
Let's talk about
Okay,
Yaz's
so-
exit quickly. So Hazel. What did you think?
Of what?
Just
Dan.
the exit, Yaz's exit, just the exit scene. That's it.
It was really good. I think it really does show her character development, because like in the earlier seasons she would have never left the Doctor by choice, but now she realizes she has to leave because it's time to go and everything has to end, and it doesn't have to be negative. Like her saying let's not say goodbye is her putting the Doctor before her, because she knows she needs to leave. She knows the Doctor, neither of them like it, but she they don't say goodbye because the Doctor hates goodbyes, and she's just doing that one bit for the Doctor, even though she probably really wanted a proper goodbye, but she is putting the Doctor before herself because she's so in love. And I've got more to say about Yaz, but that will be in the next part of this video.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think Yaz's exit was quite nice, and it wasn't overly melodramatic and like.
I like how it
wallowing in
was
its
kind
own
of really
sadness.
open-ended, like. So so the fanfic writers can do anything with it. Also, Yaz still has that hologram installed in her.
Yes, that's true. Actually,
She has her own 13.
that's
It's
Big
so
Finish
sweet.
waiting to happen.
Literally.
Luke, what did you think of the exit?
I think it was one of the more well done companion exits of New Who as a whole.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I
it's
think
good.
it reminds
because-
me of Martha. I really like it.
I think it was better than Martha because there was at least the romantic chemistry between the two of them.
I don't like the weird Martha Tennant romance thing.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's just that scene when she wakes up in the TARDIS and says, "Did we do it? Yeah, we did it. Well, you did it." And then you've got the whole stumbling around, and then I need more
Doctor didn't do
timeline.
it. It was Yaz who did it.
So, that's kind of us talk. We've talked about Yaz's exit, but as for Yaz as a companion, she, I believe, is the only companion who's been with a Doctor from the very start of their tenure to pretty much the very end. Like they've been in every episode that a Doctor has. The
Frozen
closest-
9.
Okay, that's true.
Excluding
Actually,
Big Finish.
okay, let's rephrase. The only Doctor companion duo that has started and ended their tenures together, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Hazel, you're a big fan of the 13th Doctor and Yaz, specifically Thasmin. What did you think of how it was handled in this episode?
I was quite disappointed actually, because it was built up to be a big thing in the previous 2 specials, and then they basically didn't touch upon it at all in this episode, which I'm really disappointed by. And I think we should have, to be honest, at first I was kind of annoyed they didn't kiss, but considering they were filming during COVID times and Jodie was pregnant, it makes sense that they didn't kiss because of safety and stuff. But I think Thasmin should have been explored a bit more, because we got so much build up, and for what? But I still really love how it's handled at the end when the Doctor and Yaz leaves the Doctor, because it's just the way they treat each other. And also, I'm going to talk about Yaz's character now. So, you know how in the episode she's piloting the TARDIS, she's going around everywhere, saving everyone when the Doctor has regenerated into the Master.
Oh, yeah.
That gives off what would the Doctor do. She took it to the next level, and she essentially became the Doctor for most of an episode. And I think, and also that bit when she pulled out her notes from Revolution of the Daleks, that made me, I was so emotional. But I think she essentially became the Doctor, and she realized she kind of saw from the Doctor's perspective, and she realized it would be better and wiser and hurt less in like the future if she just left, which is why she left, because at the end it's 13 who's begging for more time, not Yaz. And I think that really shows a reversal in the roles, because also Yaz carrying the Doctor, that I think Yaz is just given a lot more agency as a character, because in the previous few seasons her character is basically her character arc is about her crush on the Doctor and overcoming her struggles and stuff, but she truly has developed since series 11, because she's more assertive, she's more confident as a character, and she knows she's just basically, she's essentially the Doctor but human, and it's just amazing to see, and it makes me really happy. And Yaz is probably my favorite companion from the show, and it just I love her. I love Mandip Gill as well. Mandip Gill's such a great actor, especially in series 11 where she wasn't given much to do. She did what she was given so well and gave us even more. And that bit in the interview, in the Doctor Who magazine interview, when she was talking about how she asked the director if she could look at the Doctor with a look of love, and they were like, go ahead, try. And it's just, she's been planting like intentional. The Thasmin was intentional. It wasn't just it was subtext, but Mandip Gill was intentionally playing Yaz as in love with the Doctor from the beginning, and I think that's just amazing. And it really shows, and it adds a lot to Yaz's character. And I think the main point that I saw someone make on Twitter, that Yaz's character arc is about her coming out, not her romance with the Doctor, because I think Thasmin was just a side way, like a way for them to do that plot. So, and that plot should be considered more important than the romance, because we all know Doctor companion romances never end well, but who's to say the companion can't have their own character arc that benefits from that? And it's just, we need to just think about it. And also, they did technically kiss. Yaz kissed the Doctor when she was carrying her back to the TARDIS.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I thought that it was nicely handled, especially kind of given that, you know, they were filming during COVID and everything like that. And it's fine that they didn't have
also
like,
when
kiss,
Mandip carried Jodie was pregnant, but she didn't tell Mandip because she didn't want her to worry and freak out. And I'm just like, how many cosplayers do you think are going to ask to carry Jodie in the photo ops?
Probably quite a few. I can imagine you doing that, to be honest, Hazel.
I'm not strong enough. I'm really weak.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't really care about Thasmin too much. I know that you do, but I'm not really interested in any Doctor companion relationship. You know, 10 Rose to Jamie, because that's a thing.
To Jamie, though. Oh my god! Remember Fraser Hines' tweets about how he thought everyone was calling him gay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of any Doctor companion relationship, but given that it was one, it was fairly well handled. Like, I like how they gave like sort of a small amount of closure to it, but it didn't overtake the episode so much that it detracted from the overall experience. Yeah. I think.
Also, the ice cream date at the end when 13 was literally regenerating. Yes. That was okay. But what flavors do we think they got? Like, I need to know what your thoughts are.
Well, we need to look at what they were having first.
Not gonna lie, I think.
A clue.
Like, what vibes do you think? Like, based off vibes, what flavors do you think they would choose?
I'm not very...
definitely got vanilla. 13 definitely got vanilla.
Yeah, I can sort of see that.
And I can see Yaz as a strawberry or a mint chocolate chip person.
Jodie Whittaker is a mint chocolate chip person, she said in an interview.
I like mint chocolate chip. It's good.
No.
I don't like mint flavored things at all. I hate the taste of mint so much.
Okay.
Pringles.
If I can add something to Thasmin.
Yes, please do.
Just a quick thought. I just liked how mature they handled it. Like, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, it was not much better than 10 Rose.
I'm glad they didn't kiss, because every single relationship especially New Who, has been very immature and very overtly flirting, quite sexual.
10 Rose.
11 River.
Oh,
11 Clara. 11 Amy.
Actually, I will say
11 everyone.
The one that I do like like actually like is 12 and River, because
12 and River. I love
Yeah.
12 and River. I love 12 and River.
it seems a bit clear that he's not very like, oh yes, romance, but he's like woo.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but I think
That was good. That was
it would
the
have been
best,
nice if they
in my
had
opinion.
kissed, but I understand why they didn't. But I think it would have been nice because, like, if the straight couples get to kiss, why don't Jasmine get to kiss as well? But I understand why they didn't kiss, and yeah.
Okay, that is a nice way to wrap up our Phasmin discussion. Now, let's talk about the big part of the episode. It's kind of the whole crux of the episode, really. It's what everything led up to, and that is, of course, the regeneration.
Can I just say that the CGI was really beautiful.
Yes,
CGI was so pretty. I was just staring at it, and it
looks
so
really
pretty.
nice. I think the whole scene was, it wasn't my favourite scene in the episode. I'd say it's still seeing the classic companions or the conversation between Five and Tegan, or the classic doctors. But I think it's the best, like the most well-made scene in the episode. And I feel they put a lot of work and time into it.
I just want to say, yes, of course the CGI is important, but I don't think that should be like if we're looking at a Doctor Who episode, the CGI, that's got to be the cracking.
Oh no, it's not the most important, but it's still nice to have good CGI.
Although I think that it definitely helped to make it look a bit weird. And what was it? The one where he plays the organ for a bit.
Organ.
Lazarus Experiment. Lazarus Experiment. That's the one.
Oh yeah. No, not that CGI. That was horrible.
That was weird.
We can say that one was
rubbish.
But yeah.
Anyway,
you know what other CGI was rubbish? When the Sim Master aged Tennant.
Oh yeah.
That was funny though. It was comical.
It didn't look awful.
I couldn't take it seriously.
But it's Doctor Who. You're not meant to take it really seriously. You have a master dancing to Ra Ra Rasputin.
Oh my god, that scene
went
amazing.
on way too long.
I loved that.
I loved that.
If you don't like that scene, I don't trust you. We can't be friends.
I think it kind of encapsulates what the episode is all about, really. It's just, it's not intelligent, but it's just ridiculous, stupid fun. And I feel that that's the whole episode, really. In a good way, in the best way possible.
Although I don't think that should be a regeneration episode. I think that should be a special episode.
No, but I sort of expected this because it's Chibnall. You know, it would have been bad if it was by RTD.
To be fair, it's Doctor in Distress.
No.
What a tune! What
bring it back now. We won't take
less. Let's
I join in.
It's stuck in my head now. Thank you,
guys. Shall we talk some more about the regeneration? Luke, what did you think of the regeneration scene?
I think, in terms of effects, I think it was the best looking regeneration. I love the fact that 13 got to see a sunrise, got to end with a smile on her face. The only thing I'd have changed, and it's bugged me ever since then, is her last line. Like, it's very 13. It's very 13, but at the same time, I'd keep it and it'd still be 13, but I'd not have it there. I'd swap it with the line before. I
want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I think I do agree.
I think that's a better line to end on.
Yeah, but I do like the tag you're it.
Yeah, it's very 13.
It's very 13. I wouldn't get rid of it, but I'd just move it.
Yeah, she doesn't need like a speech. She's not a speechy doctor, but
no, I think especially
an alternative to that.
The novel, she's characterized as more awkward, and I think a lot of critics on Twitter and stuff, have been saying that she's not the Doctor because she's not assertive or powerful, and I think no, you don't have to be
different personalities and everything in it.
And I think people just have really warped ideas of what like power looks like because we live in a society. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So, obviously, the regeneration scene, we get to see Jodie Whittaker turn into not Ncuti Gatwa, but the 14th.
Enjoying train tracks.
Okay. We get to see Jodie turn not into Ncuti Gatwa, but the 14th Doctor David Tennant.
I'm so annoyed they're calling him the 14th Doctor.
But he is the 14th
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes,
Yeah, but like he does not need. I don't know.
Unless
That just
proven
really
he is the
otherwise.
If
14th.
if the 13th Doctor regenerates into him, then he's the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless
Like,
technically,
more
proven
Doctor
otherwise.
not called the 9th Doctor
The-
then.
the 16th Doctor, technically, but in terms of main regenerations, he is a main regeneration. It's like disqualifying 8 because he
Yeah.
only had 1 episode. You know,
Yeah,
he's the
but, like,
14th
Yeah,
He
but
is.
why is the War Doctor not called the 9th Doctor?
because
Because he came
He
way
rejected
after.
the title of the Doctor.
yeah, Christopher Eccleston was way before him, and he was after Paul McGann. So
Wait,
people
so
just,
yeah, but Shutigawa wasn't announced before David Tennant was.
but he wasn't in it before David Tennant was.
Wait, so the etiquette for numbering is they have to be in the show.
Yeah.
Right, makes sense.
We don't
doesn't it?
technically know that Shooty is the 15th yet. We're just assuming, but we know that David Tennant is the 14th. Like, yeah, like for example, if Jodie regenerated into Joe Martin, she wouldn't be fugitive anymore. She'd be 14.
True. Anyway,
And
I
that-
really hope
yeah.
David Tennant does a new take on the Doctor rather than just another rehashed version of 10 because I want a
Mm.
new Doctor, not just 10 again. Like,
Mm. I
if
He
kind of
probably
want.
won't.
returning as the 14th Doctor, then I want the 14th Doctor, not
Well-
just a second version of the 10th Doctor.
From what I've listened to his like recordings and the trailer, the teaser trailer we've been given, he's not saying it in his normal 10 voice. He's not got those inflections. He's saying it quite low down. He's quite, I don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah, it sounds a bit
It'd
more
be
like
better if he did
anti-hero.
it full Scottish.
Yeah.
I do want him to
Full
full
Scottish.
Also, I
mean,
hope they don't make Shutigawa
bloody Twitter.
Sorry, what'd you
Yeah,
say, man?
Shooty Gaffney needs to keep his accent.
I love Shutigawa's accent. It's
It's so
got like
good.
so many different things in it, and it's just really interesting to listen to, and I just
Yeah, it's
like
great.
it.
It's a
Shoot his
really
mustache.
yeah.
In the clip in the trailer, he sounded a bit Cockney, I think.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I just-
No, I don't think so.
A
okay,
little
I'm not
bit.
good at recognizing
It was
accents.
it was more
every-
English than Scottish though, the accent, I'd say.
Can we please let him have a Scottish accent? I've missed
Yes.
having a doctor with a Scottish
In
accent.
every interview I've heard him say the word TARDIS. It's so funny. I love it.
Horrendous.
TARDIS. It's brilliant. He just speaks normally, and then he'll just go, "The Doctor in the TARDIS."
I mean,
Yeah, it's
I don't-
great.
I don't mind. I just think as long as he's a good doctor, as long as he's entertaining enough.
Yeah.
Sure.
I kind of hope that David Tennant's 14th Doctor is more like darker and anti-hero-ish, like more
Oh,
bitter and
absolutely.
annoyed. I think
Certainly
Yeah.
hope so.
This is
What do you think of
kind
his
of a
outfit?
random. His outfit's great. I really enjoy
I
it.
like it.
It's weird
I
that
would
the
wear
I
it.
coats-
prefer the new coat.
Mm.
I don't like the new waistcoat and trousers.
I like
like
the
it.
trousers.
They're good. Yeah,
I
quite
don't
like
like
them.
the check. I don't like. I don't like the tartan trousers or the tartan
That
waistcoat.
is being discriminatory.
He's being a bit
towards
Scottish, isn't he?
Towards Scottish
I-
culture.
I just think that it's not that I don't have a problem with checks or tartans because normally they look good. Like on 4 and the first Doctor when they did Terror of the Zygons wearing that check outfit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was great.
It's just a combination of colours because it's very much trying to emulate what the old 10 brown pinstripe was, and I don't think it works as well.
Yeah, I think it looks great, and I feel the most interesting thing isn't the outfit itself; it's the fact that the outfit changed. Like that's got to mean something.
No, how did the outfit change? That annoyed me so much. Then I realised, wait,
We
you
might get an explanation to it. I
But it
hope
happened.
so.
don't get an
Whoa.
explanation. I'm going to be so mad.
It's probably
It's
due to the
happened
Celestial
before and they never
Toymaker.
got. It's happened before and they
Oh my
never
god,
gave an explanation.
the guy who plays the character rumored to be the Celestial
Neil
Toymaker, I
Patrick
don't know, there's
Harris.
just something about him that really pisses me off.
Why?
What?
What's wrong
Neil
with him?
Patrick Harris.
He's great.
What's the problem?
He just annoys me. I don't know, his
Why?
face just pisses me off.
Why?
He's so
He's got
great.
makeup
He's a
on.
fantastic actor. He's
He was
really
amazing.
good.
He was in It's a Sin. It's a Sin's just
Yeah, he
the
was.
best written
Okay,
show.
fair enough. But I don't know, I just feel a bit off about him.
No, he was also in the Smurfs.
Wait,
He
what?
was. Yeah.
Yeah,
he-
before he came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Smurfs.
Which
Tell
Smurfs?
you what,
Was it
you know what's
But-
funny is though, like in a lot of his roles, he's a gay man in straight roles.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
It is
He
quite
plays a lot. He
entertaining.
plays a lot of very straight roles, and he plays them really gay. Like if you watch some of his ones, like in Oh, what's that sitcom? The American sitcom.
Is it How I Met Your Mother?
How I Met Your Mother, yeah.
I'm not watching an American sitcom.
No,
American
we're
it's
just
bad.
using it as we're just telling you as an example.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
Okay,
Get ready for camp overacting. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, we were
you
going
know
to
who
talk.
else plays characters really gay? David Tennant. Apart from 10, the 10th
not
Doctor is
really.
possibly his straightest role ever.
Yeah,
He doesn't. Actually,
Zero fail is sorry.
Good.
Crowley. Crowley is so gay.
He is. Like, have you seen the way he walks?
Literally, they both play their characters that they're in love with each other anyway. And guess what?
And Michael Sheen.
It's going to be the year.
Quote Michael Sheen in an interview. They
Oh yeah, on the Graham Norton show. Anyway, yeah, what were we saying about earlier? Because I've completely forgotten.
So that's kind of the episode really discussed. We've talked about Ncuti, Tennant, regeneration. We were going to discuss briefly the sort of loose threads that it poses, but honestly, I don't want to.
I don't want to either.
No, but basically, I thought I'd give it a little mention. The fact that I quite like that Chibnall didn't do loads of stuff about the timeless child and just buried it quite literally in the TARDIS.
By the way, you know that on the train where it was a child, I screamed because I thought it was the timeless child that the Cybermen were trying to get. So I thought it was going to be a timeless child plotline, and then it wasn't. It was a Quarrings thing, whatever that was.
When is that?
Weird. I don't know.
The problem is, I think that everyone's going on about, he's left some loose threads.
That's good.
But the thing is, every showrunner who's brought in something controversial has just ignored it.
Cartmel Master Plan.
Cartmel Master Plan. Fourth Doctor, was the Fourth Doctor one when they revealed his name to be Theta Sigma or something like that.
Yeah. So that sort of brings us to the end of this this podcast discussion of Power of the Doctor. And everyone, how would you rate the episode out of 10 and give one sentence to describe your opinions on it? Hazel, do you want to go first?
9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I personally would give it 8 out of 10. I think it's a fun, enjoyable and stupid, just absolute mess of an episode that still manages to be really entertaining because of all the familiar faces that we see, despite having a plot that makes no sense and the fact that there's about 8 of them. Luke, what would you say?
My initial ranker was 9, but I think I might push it to 9.5.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you. Joining me, I see.
It's still good, by the way, guys.
Yeah, it is, but
this is like higher than half the Chibnall run.
Yeah, true. Go on.
Right, yeah. Sorry to push everyone down. I'm going for 4.
6.
But
my!
The episode. It was just everything's going on now. Let's just push everything in. Let's get something for the fans.
I mean, yeah, but it's great.
I don't think it's one of those episodes where it's like I don't think it's not that well, in my opinion, but I can still enjoy it. I still really loved it, but I don't think it was that. Yeah.
Can you imagine back in 2017 when we heard Chris Chibnall, the writer, had given us really good Torchwood episodes, and then we'd be saying 5 years later, it's a 4 out of 10, even though there's 8 Doctors and a load of classic companions returning.
That makes it so fun. That's the fun part, but it's the fact that it's just all messed up and just like, whoa, plots.
Yeah, okay, so that's a good way to round off this episode of The Eternal Watcher. Overall, we have rated it 4, 8, 9.5 and 9.5, which takes the average score to be...
It's actually 5.95.
So that's it for this episode of The Eternal Watcher. Thank you for listening, everyone, if you're still here. In the comments below, please do give your rating and opinion of the Power of the Doctor and your thoughts on the new Doctor Who news regarding the logo and the Disney Plus deal they have for territories outside the UK for Doctor Who. That's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you for listening.